What's up, friends? Dan Vega here, your friendly Spring developer advocate, and today we are talking about configuration classes in Spring. More specifically, I've been coming across a lot of code lately that set a property on at configuration of proxyBeanMethods equal to false. And I started wondering what this was. I had an idea, but I wanted to dig into it a little bit further. Found the answer that I was looking for, and then threw something out on the Bird app. And a lot of people were thinking along the same lines as me, but also had some questions like, what is this doing? Why is this happening? What can we do to correct it? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to build an application. We're going to walk through creating a couple different services that rely on a dependency of a REST template. And through this, using the at configuration annotation, we will take a look at this problem and how to solve it. So with that, what are we waiting for? Let's dive into some code. We're going to start by creating a new project over at start.spring.io. We are going to start this tutorial like we do with most tutorials by heading over to start.spring.io. And I just want to show you a little feature of the browser in case you don't know that it's there. This little blue star, you can see that I have bookmarked start.spring.io. If you are a Spring developer, this is a website that you will continue to come back to. Do yourself a favor and go ahead and bookmark it. So we need to choose a project type. We are going to choose Maven. I'm going to use Java. We're going to use the latest version of Spring Boot, which is at the time of this recording is 3.0. I'm going to go ahead and create a group called dev.danvega. The artifact for this demo is going to be called runners. Deshaun and I have talked about this on Spring Office Hours. We are creating this runners application for this Spring workshop we are working on. So this is the demo that I'm going to use because it's the example that I kind of put together. So we're going to choose Java 17. The only dependency that we actually need for this is web. We are going to be using a REST template underneath the hood. The web will bring in everything that we need, including the REST template. And that's really all we need to get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit generate. That is going to download us a zip file. You can go ahead and open this up in whatever text editor or IDE you're most productive in. I'm going to open it up in IntelliJ IDEA. All right, so here I am in IntelliJ. We have just a simple application called runners. What I want to do is go ahead and set this up by creating a couple of classes. I'm going to create something called a run service. And this is just a normal class, and I'm going to create something called a track service. And again, this is just a normal class. Now, I'm not going to annotate these with that service because I actually want to go ahead and create these using the app bean annotation. So the run service and the track service are both going to look pretty similar. They're going to have a REST template, so private final REST template. We'll call it REST template. They're going to get this through constructor injection. So I'm going to copy this code. Just pretend that each of these services needs an instance of the REST template to reach out to some other, oops, we actually need track service there, to reach out to some other service and pull down some data, right? So this is pretty normal. We have our two services here, track service and run service. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new, let's just actually pull these into something else. I should split these up to be good, but here we go. I'm going to create this called myAppConfig. MyAppConfig is going to be a configuration class. So in here, we're going to start by creating a new bean of type REST template. So we'll call this REST template. And I will return a new REST template builder.build. So now that I have an instance of REST template, I can use that in both of my different services. So I'm going to create a new bean. I'm going to say that this is going to be of type run service. So we'll call this run service. And I need to go ahead and return a new run service. Now remember, the constructor for run service needs an instance of REST template. So I'm just going to call this method that I have called REST template, which creates a new instance of REST template. So if I go ahead and create another bean, we'll call this track service. So track service, and then again, the same thing. We're going to return a new track service. And again, that constructor needs an instance of REST template, so I'm just going to call that REST template method. So if I go ahead and run this application, everything should start up fine, which tells me we have no error in our code. So this is good, but let's think about this from a purely Java standpoint, right? So we'd want REST templates to be a singleton. So a bean by default is a singleton. We haven't changed the scope of this bean. So we have this singleton, but from a purely Java standpoint, if we look at these methods, run service and track service, each time that we come in and create a service, we're calling this method called the REST template, which returns a new instance. So if we thought about it, if we had 10 services that needed REST template, we would call this method 10 times. And that's not what we want to do, right? We only want one instance of REST template being created. There's no point in creating 10 of these if we know REST template is a singleton. So what's actually happening? So a way to find this out is if we go ahead and stop this and run this in debug mode, and we look at the first time that this is, oops, did not place a debug point. Let's try and rerun that in debug mode. And if we see here, we can see some strange code happening. So we see myappconfig $$ spring cglib. So what is cglib? So what's happening underneath the hood is Spring is using cglib, code generation library, to create a proxy of this class. And it does this so it doesn't do what we just talked about. It knows that we only want one instance of REST template. So instead of this calling this method that returns a new one, it basically calls the proxy class, which again only has that one instance, and we don't keep calling it over and over again. So underneath the hood, it's using cglib to create a proxy class of this configuration class that you just created. So this is great. This stops us from, doing running through that problem we just kind of laid out. But there is a problem here, right? We're using something like cglib, which is a proxy class underneath the hood. The reason this came up for me is, again, in the new world of native builds, things like proxies are bad. So I started seeing this line of code everywhere, and I was like, what the heck is this? So we can say in our configuration class, we can say proxyBeanMethods equals false. And now I'm not creating a proxy for this class underneath the hood. So what's happening here is Spring's already going to say, or IntelliJ's telling me, whoa, we can't do this. You said proxyBeanMethods is set to false. If we call this over and over again, then this isn't going to do what you want it to do. Again, this is what you'll need to do in your own code if you're using native compilation, because we don't want to use that proxy class underneath the hood. But if we do this, now how do we fix this? Well, it turns out there's a simple fix for this. So instead of calling REST template, right, we can go ahead and just make this an argument to our run service. So if we say REST template, and now Spring knows what a REST template is because it's already created one instance of it. So we'll just pass it, it will send it as an argument to this run service bean when it gets created. So again, here we can go ahead and create this just by saying REST template, and then passing that as an argument here. So now, if we go ahead and we have that debug point still, let's go ahead and run that. No more cglib, no more magic, if you will, happening underneath the hood. So again, not a long tutorial today, but a short one, and I think one that you should understand, one that I really wanted to understand, because you're going to see this a lot more in code popping up, especially with the rise of native. And again, this isn't even just a native thing. If you can set this to false and go ahead and use this approach, do it. Anytime you can remove some type of wizardry, I'm using that in quotes, that proxy class, if you don't need it, let's get rid of it. Anything that we can get rid of like that is only going to improve in performance. So cool. So I think that's it for today. I hope you learned something new. I know I did. If you did and you found some value in this video, please do me a big favor. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so we can get this channel in front of more friends. And as always, happy coding, friends.